Okay, so you've been deemed the strong one, the one who handles everything, the one who everyone leans on, who absorbs their crisis after crisis and keeps on going. And then somewhere along the way, something shifts. Now the smallest new stress, a mild setback, a hard conversation, a normal bad day, it completely fattens you. And you cannot understand it because you used to carry so much more. And you feel like you're getting weaker, like you're failing at the one thing you felt you were always so good at. And I hit this wall myself, and the strong one suddenly was leveled by things that she used to just shrug off. And like yourself, I couldn't understand why. But Yale found out what actually happened. And it's not that you got weak, it is that chronic stress wore through our built-in shock absorbers, okay? So I need to tell y'all about neuropeptide Y. We've
discussed this before in other reels about other things. Y'all can look back on those.
Today we're going to discuss this because this molecule explains the strong person's collapse better than anything I've ever found, and almost nobody talks about it. And here's what NYP is, and it's one of your brain's most powerful resilience molecule. It's essentially your built-in shock absorber. You know, like when stress hits your brain, it releases NYP to kind of buffer the blow, to calm down your fear response, to be there to help you bounce back fast. And it's a thing that lets you take impact and recover, and instead of shattering, you know? And here's how we know it matters this much. NYP is studied in elite soldiers, okay? Like the ones who stay calm and the ones that can function under this extreme stress. The most resilient ones, they tend to have naturally high NYP, which is your neuropeptide Y. It's in a real sense, like the biology of being able to handle things. So let's picture it like this. Imagine your nervous system is a car driving over rough, bumpy roads. Okay? Boom, 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 boom. And NYP is our shock absorber, okay? Every stress is a pothole. Boom, boom. And when your shock absorbers are full and strong, you hit a pothole and you barely shudder, right? I mean, the car barely shudders at all. You absorb it and you keep driving on smooth. And that is you, the strong one. And that has been you for years. You get hit, you get punched, you get sideways. Yeah, all good. Hitting potholes that would have literally wrecked other people in their cars and you barely felt anything. But here's what almost nobody understands about NYP. It's not infinite. It's a reserve. And chronic stress keeps drawing on it relentless. Like gas, okay? Sucking it out of the car. But pothole after pothole after pothole with no smooth road in between, da-dunk, da-dunk, da-dunk. Those absorbers, they start to not be able to recover. And over constant demand, the shock absorber begins to wear thin. So that padding is compressed down. So now you hit a small little bump, and that minor stress that should be nothing to you and has been in the past, it has worn so much the absorber that it literally cannot soften it at all. And instead of being little bump, the whole car jumps violently on the same small bump. Like a worn shock absorber is an enormous impact emotionally, okay? And Yale research published this in 2022, and they documented depleted NYP under chronic stress. And Karolinska in 2023, they found that low NYP in trauma populations correlates directly with reduced stress resilience and exaggerated fear responses, which also correlate to having a larger amygdala, which is also some other posts that y'all can look back on. And those are measurably worn down in those who had carried chronic stress the longest. Shocking. All of us see PTSD. So here's the cruel irony, and I want y'all to really hear it because the very strength you are proud of, the years of absorbing everything, that is part of what has worn our absorbers thin. Like, y'all did not get weak. You spent your resilience holding up loads most people never even attempted to hold. And that flattening feeling you feel now is not the arrival of weakness. You are so strong. It is the bill of years of strength with no recovery. And you're not getting weaker, sweetie. You're not failing at being strong. I was there too, and I thought the same thing. I'm like, what in the actual F is going on? I used to be so strong. You're not broken for finally crumbling under something so small. Your built-in shock absorber was worn so thin by years and years and years and years and years of relentless impact with no time to recover. And that is not a you problem, sweetie. That is an NYP problem, okay? Or NPY problem. And here's the relief, and it's real, okay? The shock absorber can be rebuilt, and exercise is one of the most reliable ways to raise our NPY, okay? Quality sleep and and omega-3 support it, and crucially reducing our constant demand, giving ourselves to everyone. We need to give ourselves stretches of that smooth road, and that lets us allows our reserve to eventually build back, and instead of us being drained from the moment before it can even refill again. Again, cortisol reduction, that stops our relentless draw of pull from the source. So what I want us to do right now, I just want you to literally shake out your body for 30 seconds. So you can start with your hands, okay? Ooh, shaky, 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 shaky. And go to your arms, shaky, 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 shoulders, body, ooh, shake it out. And then I want you to slowly breathe in and exhale. And place your hands on your heart, breathe in again, and exhale. Discharging sword trust is one way that y'all can stop draining the absorber and start letting the dang thing recover, okay? Your new fragility was never weakness. Your shock absorber just simply wore thin, and you are rebuilding it right now. Let's heal, sunshine. Have a fabulous rest of your day. Bye!